Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and share the video with your friends. It really helps us grow. Thanks. In today's video, we will be taking a look at something many other YouTubers are afraid to talk about. For some of the clips, I had to mute the audio because of copyright issues. But now let's get started. Some of you ask me why I have a problem with Dylan Mulvaney, so here is the answer. The guy blew up with his Days of Girlhood series, where he shows his viewers the process of his transition. And I wouldn't really care about his whole show if it wasn't for a very small but significant detail. He is doing all of this on TikTok, a platform where 32.5% of the user base is 10 to 19 years old and 29.5% is 20 to 29. So his audience is mainly children and teens. Young people whose minds can be easily poisoned with harmful ideologies. And as you will see in the next video, he isn't even trying to hide that that's his main audience.
It's day 249 of being a girl, and this video is to all the queer and trans kids and teens out there who have been following along on my journey. Hello! First of all, I'm kind of honored that you've accepted me as one of your own since I'm on the Gen Z millennial cusp. But most importantly, I am in awe of you. You give me so much hope. I'm like enamored. I wish that I could be as strong as y'all are being right now. You are my heroes.
I don't even know what to say at this point. We have a guy with makeup, dressed in clothes a 12-year-old girl would wear, talking to children about being proud that the trans brainwashing works. On average, children spend over an hour a day on TikTok, and parents wonder why their kids start to believe harmful ideologies.
And I know that you probably want to rush into adulthood. I get that. That was so me growing up. And I don't know what your home life looks like. I hope that your family's accepting. You know, that's how every family should be. And congrats if yours is.
No, the point of a family is to teach a child good values and tell them when they are on a wrong path. I remember when I was growing up, how much I hated when my parents didn't allow me to do certain things. I felt like they were limiting me. But now when I look back, I understand that what they did was to protect me from harm. A parent needs to say no sometimes. Children are just children. They don't know what's best for them.
But a lot of families are not. And to those of you who don't have an accepting family or safe space, I get how frustrating it is to not be allowed to step into your true self. But believe it or not, your parents think that they have your best interest at heart. They do.
Children don't need safe spaces. A child has to one day realize that there is evil in the world, and hiding in a shell doesn't do anything. With this mindset, our society would have never progressed. We wouldn't have left our caves. But I have to agree with Dylan. Parents have their child's best interests at heart. They are adults. They have been on this planet for longer than their kids, and their job is to protect their offspring until they can make decisions on their own.
They think they are protecting you from something scary. But that's because adults fear what they don't know. You know, they might not have a lot of gay people or trans people in their lives. And some of your parents might even hate me and my videos. And all of that anger and the judgment, it's really just fear.
Fear can be a good thing. Your parents are the ones making decisions for you until you are old enough. Why would they let you make life-altering decisions when you aren't legally allowed to drive, drink alcohol, or buy cigarettes? Letting your child transition at age 5 because they play with Barbie dolls instead of toy cars is harmful. In most cases, if you don't do anything in this situation, the kid will grow out of it. If you think that I'm making situations up that never happened, then keep watching.
So now they're 4 years old and they identify as two boys. The first time that I realised Stormy wanted to identify as male was about roughly 2.5. But it's not really, he said, I want to be a boy. He said, I am a boy. And that is the difference.
No, that is not a difference. Your daughter probably saw your son and thought that it was super cool, and she wanted to be a boy just like her brother. That's a completely normal thing when children are a similar age. If you think that a 2-year-old can decide that they are now a boy, you are delusional and a failure of a parent. You should have a talk with your kid and explain to them that she is a girl. And just because your kid didn't want to wear girl clothes doesn't mean anything. My little sister would run around naked at home for no reason. You know why? Because she is a kid, and kids do silly stuff.
My name is Stormy and I'm 4 years old. I feel like a boy and I want to be a boy.
This kid doesn't even speak yet, and her crazy parent thought it would be a good idea to give her a boy haircut in boy's clothes. This kid will be scarred for life when she realizes that she is not a boy. What a failure her parents are. I have no words.
This comes up quite a lot. When I was that age, I wanted to be a train. I'm glad my parents didn't buy me some tracks. A lot of people say that sort of thing.
When I was 5, I said to my parents that I wanted to be a psychopath when I grow up. I meant psychologist, but imagine my parents took me seriously like these two do. It would have ended badly.
A 4-year-old child who was born female at birth announces their transition at this.
The only reason this is viral, the only reason that people care about this is because they have been inflamed by people to believe that this family is giving their child hormones.
Please pause the video and read the short paragraph I found. Took me just one Google search. That kid in the video is 5 years old, so in 4 years their parents can decide to give them puberty blockers, and they for sure will do it. They forced their child to come out as trans at LGBT parade. I really feel sorry for that child. This should be labeled as child abuse. Where is CPS when you need it?
I just had to yell at the transphobes. Anyway, here we go. No one, and I mean no one, is giving a 4-year-old child hormones. This family is letting their child explore their gender identity at a young age.
A child doesn't even know what gender is at that age, and you say that it's okay for the parents to let their child explore their gender identity. You need serious help. And not agreeing with someone is not transphobia.
This is how I explain what being transgender means to kids. When a baby is born, the doctor looks at the baby and says, "Oh, this is a little girl," or "Oh, this is a little boy."
First of all, stop talking to children about gender. Second of all, who the hell are you, and why are they letting you near kids? And third of all, the doctor doesn't just randomly decide who is a boy and who is a girl. They look at something called genitalia. That's a really accurate way of determining what gender someone is.
And sometimes the doctor gets that wrong. So when I was born, the doctor looked at me and said, "This is a little girl." And so everybody thought that I was a little girl. But when I got older, I realized, wait, that's not actually who I am. And when I was able to tell people, I said, "I'm not a little girl, I'm a little boy."
Okay, great. Then let the kids you are trying to indoctrinate grow up and decide for themselves. Sounds fair, right?
Kids should not be able to transition. This is coming from a happy trans woman. I mean, do you wonder why kids can't drive, they can't drink, they can't smoke? It's because their brains are not fully developed. We've been told the last 3 years to follow the science. What's different about this? Follow along for more thoughts from a clear thinking, educated trans woman.
Finally, someone with a brain. And this trans woman is 100% correct. If they decide to transition at the age of 21, okay, sure, go for it. But indoctrinating your kids and forcing them to transition is not okay. When they grow up and realize that they have been lied to, they will be in much more trouble than they would have been if you just let them grow up. I think that's enough for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video with your friends. I wish all of you a great day. See you in the next video.